What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Gyllene Tider, and we're returning to the 1980 self-titled full album. Thank you again to Jeebus, as well as to all the rocksters who've joined this side of the larger journey. And the next track in the playlist is Himmel No. 7. I am actually aware of a composer, I believe German, from the late 18th century, with the surname Himmel, though I freely confess I have no familiarity with his work. So if there's some direct melodic connection here, some motif or theme from one of his compositions, I won't be able to detect it unless there's a section where it just goes into a full orchestral or symphonic arrangement, which I doubt. And also, of course, because of my linguistic limitations, I won't be able to discern any lyrical connections, so I look forward to seeing people's comments about any insight that can be provided in terms of the lyrics, but let's give it a listen. This is Gyllene Tider. The track is Himmel No. 7, and it's from their 1980 full album.
Jag köpte biljett till sjunde himlen för att se om min älskade var där. Hon sa hon ville fara till sjunde himlen. Det var då hon tog farväl. Jag köpte biljett till sjunde himlen för att se om min älskade var där. Hon sa hon ville fara till sjunde himlen. Det var då hon tog farväl. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Visst lurade mig. Eller hur, eller hur, eller hur. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Visst lurade mig. Åh nej, åh nej, åh nej. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Visst lurade mig. Eller hur, eller hur, eller hur. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Himmel nummer 7. Visst lurade mig. Åh nej, åh nej.
Wow, so, okay, first of all, it's starting to sound a bit less, raw rock and a bit more multi-layered and with more varied production. Now, to be clear, I absolutely enjoy the rocking and, punk adjacent type sounds of the first couple of tunes I've heard. But yes, I can definitely tell that the keyboards they're now introducing is adding a new element and bringing it into a different type of sound. And in fact, this one almost reminded me of an ABBA-like song. Like, you wouldn't mistake this for ABBA, not just because, it's Pear on lead vocals and not the ABBA ladies, but like the use of guitars in conjunction with keyboards, the evolving different sections. It just reminded me of some ABBA tunes where, again, there's some guitar work, some keyboards, it's like dynamic, the tempos change, it goes from being busier to more stripped down, faster to a slower tempo. So in that regard, it had me thinking that there's an ABBA similar type of sound to this one. I will say though, like, one of the features that you wouldn't expect, the like raw kind of bass line, like the bass guitar was really grooving and had an intensity to it in a couple moments, like just a bit of a flare. Keyboard wise, I was interested because number one, there was this steady sound which had kind of like this electric keyboard character to it. Then there was that like organ solo section where it sounded like a full-on organ, and it became the dominant part of the track or ingredient of the track for that section. And then there was like a true piano kind of line, which like there was a moment where it stood out at the end. So definitely some different keyboard kits along the way. I do also enjoy the vocals. Again, I think Pear sounds young but compelling, and I think we hear the title phrase like repeatedly. It was like part of the chorus, I think. I don't know how the number 7 is said in Swedish, but I think that's what we were hearing. So again, I wonder, is this related to the composer? Even if it is, in what way? Is it sort of a cheeky reference? Is it actually, speaking historically or specifically about a piece of music? And in any case, the guitar work compelling. So yeah, it feels like there's already some evolution happening, but still also like it's a long way away from what Roxette would be, which, again, I didn't go into this deep dive thinking that it would necessarily sound anything like Roxette, but just knowing where Pear is going to go in terms of his musical compositions, not terribly far away from this in the future, admittedly more than half a decade, but yes, ultimately it's a point of association / comparison that is inevitable, that I cannot avoid. But yes, I'm definitely hearing something different here already on this album than I did on the EP, so I will continue to evaluate it, and of course look forward to hearing what people have to say about that in the comments. Do let me know what you think. I will mention it here, even though, I've been doing these Roxette / Marie / Gyllene Tider. I'm still worried every time I go to say it. I've been doing them fortnightly, but for the next few days, and maybe, again, speaking of a composer, If anyone is interested in classical music, I'm doing a special series starting tomorrow and probably spanning to Friday that I'm calling Classical Days. I'll be going through some full symphonies, concertos, and sonatas, as well as some overtures and suites and incidental pieces. So if you are into the classical music repertoire, you might find something of interest in the next few days. And for those who follow other reactions on my channel, not just the Roxette and Roxette adjacent ones, the regular reactions will be on hold until roughly next weekend, so normal service will resume then. But I do encourage anyone interested to check out what I have planned in the next few days. Thank you, of course, to Michaela, who has made available a great many things, including a Smetana suite that I'm going to be reacting to in the next few days. So yeah, if you're into classical music, do check it out. In any case, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.